Jak 2 is probably one of the easiest games ever made. Sykes! I meant bloody freaking hard, with some of the missions being a huge pain in the ass. Welcome back to another video, fellas, and in this video, as a huge fan of the Jak and Daxter series, it is my duty and honor to share with you the top 10 hardest missions in Jak 2. So are you ready? Let's go! Number 10, Protect Site at Deadhound. Just before the mission, you get for the first time the Vulcan Fury mode, a blue upgrade for the Morph gun, which fires swiftly like a machine gun. So by all means, now that you have a new gun mode, the mission will be easy, right? Wrong! The mission is filled with countless metalheads and also introduces a few new types as well. The Swing Blaster metalheads that propel some sort of homing blast that deals some nice damage and also travel at a very long range. And at the same time, these type of metalheads are extremely strong, since they require quite a few hits before they die. The trick is to use the newly acquired Vulcan Fury. Same case with another species introduced, the Rapid Gunners, which are basically firing very rapidly, making it very hard to battle without losing any health. All in all, the mission rightly deserves a spot in the top 10 hardest Jak 2 missions. Moving on. Number 9. Hunt Haven Forest Metalheads. Once again, new species of invisible metalheads emerge, called the Cloakers. And they shoot at you out of nowhere, in the vast wilderness of the Haven City Forest. What's annoying is that even when you learn to identify where the metalheads are, you might still get shot out of nowhere because those bloody cloakers shoot again and again and they eventually get you at some point. Also, some of those bloody metalheads are gathered in big groups, and this can also get pretty hard to deal with. Many rolls and jumps are sure to come in handy when playing this mission. Number 8. Protect Samus in Haven City. Another Haven City Forest mission that tries to be one of the hardest in the game. Here your task is to protect young Samus while he uses a life seed from all the incoming Crimson Guards. So what's the problem here? Well, Crimson Guards are coming from two different ways, located significantly far from each other, for you to make it in time before they shoot Samus. And of course, to make things even harder, the developers added flying hover guards, just to spice things up, for God's sake. Number 7. Blow up Strip Mine Eco Wells. This is a jetboard mission with a 2-minute timer. The objective is to find all 6 Eco Wells and throw a bomb in each one. Sound simple? No. You'll need enough momentum with the jetboard to gain enough height when using the half ramps on each well. And if you press the cross button and time it just right, Jak will automatically throw the bomb in each well if done right. Problem: when you first play the mission, it is nearly impossible to time your jump with the ramp properly. And so the result is a lane going down where Jak simply ignores you and doesn't throw the bomb beside the Eco Well. And what's worse is that the time is just enough to reach all Eco Wells, so if you fail to destroy one Eco Well on the first try, well, it becomes extremely challenging to destroy the rest of the Eco Wells before the time runs out. The pros of this mission is that once you master the control of the jetport, the mission can become quite fun, and it only takes 2 minutes to beat. So just be patient, I guess. Number 6. Metalhead Nest and Metal Core. This mission is probably the only one in the list that is justified to be hard. Simply because it's the final mission of the game, and so by all means it makes sense to be hard, because you have gathered all equipment and weapon upgrades, and most likely your skill has increased a lot. Moreover, the mission introduces quite a lot of new metalhead species. The mantis that jump around like grasshoppers, the flying spiders, and the ground elephant metalheads that are basically indestructible. After fighting your way through the countless metalhead enemies and blowing up the nest entrance using Mars gun, your last task is to fight against Metal Core, the final boss of the game, which is of course hard. Moving on. Number 5. Find Zeke in the Underport. This is the first part of this mission. The last and by far most difficult Titan suit mission that happens nearly entirely underwater. It is important to note that you have limited oxygen, which can only be restored from underwater vents, releasing large air bubbles into the water. The mission also becomes harder by the many explosive mines and the new dangerous squid metalhead enemies that will also halt your progress. Squid heads will glue onto you and electrocute you, dealing a huge amount of damage. And if you want to kill them, you have to hit them at just the right distance. which is difficult with all the mines floating around, and with your oxygen levels dropping quickly. By all means, if you can avoid them, you might want to do so.
What? I suppose you don't think we're good enough, huh? You don't think we can do it?
Dax.
Number 4. Escort men through sewers. Okay, now first, I have to say that this is one of my favorite missions in Jak 2. Tons of metalheads, tons of shooting, and your own team to help you through. Sounds good, right? No. Why? Because there are tons of millions of metalheads. And it is unlike anything you have encountered in the game before. This type of metalhead found on this mission is called Hosehead, and they assemble in large groups and have a strategic advantage in many situations where they will guard sewers pathways with their lasers. And the only way to kill them is to avoid the laser beams without dying. And this happens a lot throughout the mission. Oh, and did I mention that you escort a team of 3 dudes? Well, they're not much of a help. Though they do carry weapons, they are pretty much useless. You have to run and bleed in order to protect them. All this until you manage to reach the Statue of Mar at the end of the mission. And now, before we move to the top 3, here are some honorable mentions that also deserve some credit for being lemon juice over open wounds. Defend Rift Rider in Stadium. Protect Hideout from bomb bots. Destroy 5 Hellcat cruisers. Escort Key to Power Station. Destroy equipment at Dig. The races. Well, the races just missed out the top 10, and I left them out because once you get the gist of it, and you learn how to use the brake and when to use the turbo boost, they become quite easy to play. Moving on. Number 3. Race Errol throughout the city. Okay, so here are the problems with this mission. First of all, Errol is annoying. Secondly, it is a race, which makes the mission automatically challenging. And third, the mission is designed to be unfair, or Errol is simply a filthy thief. The objective of the mission is to race Errol through the city, starting from the port of the Hip Hop Saloon and reach the stadium, all the while hitting accelerator rings located everywhere, and especially before and after very sharp turns. Miss just one accelerator ring and you lose. Seriously, even if it's just one breath away. And here is the annoying problem. The rule somehow applies only to you.
We can do this right now. One-on-one, through the city, using accelerator rings. Hit every ring from start to finish. Miss even one ring and it's over.
Despite Errol being the one that says we must hit every ring or we lose, he basically misses most of them, and thus enables him to make faster turns without losing any speed. Or losing the race in any case. Cheater!
Blow it out your ear! You were bottle-fed, weren't you?
Number 2. Destroy ships at drill platform. Now here is one mission that could also have been number 1. The mission starts at the drill platform, where Jak is tasked by Core to destroy an eco-tank ship. Most of the mission is spent using the gun pod to destroy the hover guards and shoot down the eco ship. The hardest part of the mission is probably the beginning, where you have to kill more than 40 hover guards, while the gun pod is not moving, and before your health runs out. After that, there is a checkpoint, and the rest of the mission is slightly easier from then on. But here is the catch. When you play the game in a normal new game, the mission is not that hard. However, when you play it in hero mode, the mission is practically impossible. And I'm talking only about the first part, where you have to destroy 40 hover Crimson Guards. The mission is harder than climbing Mount Everest naked on one foot while eating a bowl of boiling soup with your eyes closed. Seriously. So, be aware, when you play this mission, especially if it's on hero mode, it is simply torturing hard. Okay, number 1. Get Seal Peace at Water Slums. Alright, here it is. The one mission that most likely made me rage quit and smash controllers more than any other mission while playing Jak 2. Whoever designed this mission probably had a really bad day and decided to put everything in it to make gamers jump out of the window after losing 1,000 times. Yeah, I know, don't say it, I know. There are a couple of ways to pass the mission and make it significantly easier to do so. One way is to punch your way through. Literally. Just press the square button again and again, and you'll find that the timing is just right to avoid Crimson Guards and the other trains that shoot you. Another way is to use the jetboard and an incredible amount of gaming skill to hover over the slums, but without falling onto the water, because the turret will kill you. And lastly, you can dark bomb the turret using Dark Jak and then escape easily. But no! I am talking about the difficulty of this mission if you have the balls to play it as it was meant to be played. How? Well, simply shoot your way out of the water slums without dying. And mind you, you don't have infinite ammo. And there are that's right, no checkpoints. What? You lost just a few steps before making it out of there? Boo-hoo! Start over again from the beginning. That's how bloody hard this mission is.
Oh, of course. It couldn't be easy. No! And I'm sure we're on the short list to head up the mission, huh?
And that's it. This is my list with the top 10 hardest missions in Jak 2, in my opinion. What is your opinion, fellas? Which of these missions gave you the urge to smash a controller against the wall? Let me know in the comments. Till the next one, have an amazing time and I'll see you all later.